Chad.
Good afternoon. Senator Blunt talked about reprogramming COVID aid from other pots of money. Is that the only path that is acceptable to Republicans when it comes to this demand for COVID aid? The administration said today that they might not have the money to fund a potential fourth dose because this money was cut out of the omnibus. Is that the only way to do it, or could your side stomach a separate bill to get some COVID aid across the finish line?
Well, as Senator Blunt pointed out, there's plenty of unspent money. It's a question of priority. The $2 trillion bill last year was sold as a COVID bill when, in fact, I think something like 9% of it was about COVID. It had a whole lot of other stuff in there, and as Senator Blunt pointed out, that's why we have 40-year inflation. So the money is there. It should be reprogrammed, and that's the way forward.
That's it. That's the
Is Eric Greitens unfit to be senator? Should he drop out of the race?
Is there what?
Is Eric Greitens, the former governor, unfit to be a senator, and should he drop out of the race?
Well, look, I think all of the developments of the last 24 hours are things the people of Missouri are going to take into account, both in the primary and I would assume would take into account in the general.
Senator McConnell. Of left-wing dark money recently in the context of the Supreme Court and the last election. Given that, would you support legislation to require disclosures or any other limitations on dark money?
I've been pretty clear on this for 25 years. I'm in favor of the way campaigns and issues are currently funded. And one of the ways you can fund issue campaigns is through 501c4s. They cover a whole broad array of the ideological spectrum across America from left to right. There are rational reasons for not having disclosure for those entities. That's been my position for a quarter of a century and remains my position.
Leader McConnell.
To follow up on that, though, why should voters take what Republicans are saying about these dark money groups, that in this case, the ones?
Yeah, well, the reason it's
taken seriously when you're.
Yeah, well, I'll answer your question. The reason it's relevant is the leftish groups who are 501c4s are hugely enthusiastic about this nominee, which leads you to ask the question, why are they enthusiastic about this nominee? Which also leads to the second step, which bothers me the most about this nominee. Both Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Justice Breyer have said packing the Supreme Court is a bad idea. That's not about how you may rule in some case. That's about the integrity of the court. And I don't understand why this nominee is unwilling to take a position that defends the integrity of the court, leading to the suspicion, since the same dark money groups that are so enthusiastically for her are in favor of packing the court, as to why she refuses to answer the question.
Leader McConnell, do you think